Rashad, why you
Anyways.
didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
Trump lit.
What's up, Rashad?
Yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, man. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs. Let's get right into the news, shall we? Okay, what was my first topic? First topic of the day is Angel Reese. Angel Reese update and things of that nature. So let's get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen. All right, we are going to do it like this. No, like this. All right, cool. This is by Alicia Hirsch. She said that the Sky were caught off guard by Angel Reese's public comments. The Sun Times spoke with Sky veterans who were surprised by Angel Reese's recent comments. A player held a players-only meeting on Wednesday to address it. And let's read it. Her teammates didn't see it coming. Rachel Banham told the Sun Times that she felt "quote-unquote" blindsided by Angel Reese's interview, where she called for roster upgrades and raised the possibility of leaving if things didn't "quote-unquote" pan out. The comment surprised coach Tyler Marsh too. He knew Reese was frustrated, but said her concerns had not been shared with him directly. After Wednesday night's game, the team held the players-only meeting so that everyone could communicate. Banham felt that's what has been lacking, and Ariel Atkins agreed. So even after this big old players meet, they still lost by 20. It was simply out of respect of everybody in the room, 1 through 12, Atkins told the Sun Times. Atkins addressed Reese directly, while Banham said her teammates voiced everything she felt. At this point, she felt she's more resigned. She's more resigned? "Quote-unquote, I think I just don't really care," she said. "I'm over all of this ish. If I was younger, it would have affected me more. But I'm grown and I just don't care." Oh, wow. What? Who said that? Banham said that? For a player often called to the heart of the locker room, though, there's a part of her that does. It does affect me still because of what everybody is constantly saying about the rest of us, Banham said. "I never want any of my teammates to feel any type of way." She didn't want Reese to hurt either. The meeting, in her view, was partly to support her young teammate. The team as a whole appreciates Reese's comments came from a competitive fire. "Quote-unquote, she obviously doesn't want to disrespect us or anything like that," Elizabeth Williams told the Sun Times. "Ultimately, I think the goal of the interview was just to share things that she wanted to see in the future for the team and improvements that could be made." Marsh agreed. "Quote-unquote, Angel wants to win, and she wants us to have things in place to be able to get there, as do all of us," he said. Ultimately, Banham said Reese's comments should have been addressed in the locker room, not publicly. She and Williams now see, I'll say this. What is there to talk about with the current players if you don't think the current players are good enough to get what you want to get done? You know what I'm saying? Like what is, it's like, oh yeah, let's have a talk in the locker room. I don't think you guys are good enough. I'm going to get you guys out of here. I'm going to try to trade all y'all and bring in some players that can win the championship. And if they can't do that for me, then I'll leave myself and they could trade me myself. You can't just say that. You can't just say that. Anyways, where we at? Ultimately, Banham said Reese's comments should have been addressed in the locker room, not publicly. She and Williams now see this as a learning opportunity for Reese, a young pro learning how to navigate a massive following. "Quote-unquote, she has a big influence. Whether she says something good or bad, people like to interpret it a certain way," Williams said. "I think she understands that she just has to be mindful of the language she uses." Reese acknowledged that on Wednesday, saying she was frustrated with herself and didn't mean to put down her teammates. Reese did not travel with the team to Indiana due to crossing the technical threshold, and the team suspended Reese for the first half of the next game. They said in a statement that the matter is "quote-unquote" resolved, but there seems to be a few loose ends remaining. Marsh said in his follow-up conversations with Reese have been good and that her apology went a long way. Atkins says she hasn't spoke to Reese since the meeting, but with 8 days left in the season, the priority is moving forward, "quote-unquote. We're just trying to do our jobs on the day-to-day." Yikes. Ariel Atkins was brought in at Unrivaled. She was recruited. she was recruited by Angel Reese at Unrivaled, and she said, "Yeah, I recruited her. We got her, everything like that. You're the Olympic gold medalist. You're the former All Star. She brought you in to do this." And it was kind of like, what happened, bro? She kind of like just was not effective or led to team wins and things of that sort. And now you have a so and so season, a single win season. Let me see. Hold on. How many games they won this season? 10-game win season. You know what I'm saying? So, Ariel Atkins can be mad. The other players can be upset. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, what did you want her to say to you directly? I don't think you're good enough to play with me to win the championship. I don't think you can get me to win the championship. And then it was funny because at the same time, like she said, she was just frustrated. You know, when you're frustrated and flustered, you kind of all over the place. She also said, I look at Golden State and I'm like, no way that they're better than us. We should be able to compete for the playoffs if they competed for the playoffs. The thing about Golden State coming from expansion draft, everything like that, they're all role players. So them all being role players, they understand what? Roles. And there you have it, chat. So it's like when you have the Chicago Sky, I don't think they really had roles to find, or if they did, I don't think those roles fit their skill sets perfectly. So who is that on? Is that on Tyler Marsh and the crew? Is that on T-Dub? Shout out T-Dub and the crew. I don't know. It might be partially. But you know, those are just one of the things that you just got to figure out and put together, man. And like everybody says, the front office. Front office, as everybody always says, is a mess. You know, you think about Elena Deldon, Sylvia Fowles, you know, Candace Dupree, Cappy Pondexter, Kyle Copper, Candace Parker being pushed out. Gabby Williams had kind of like a rough, ugly breakup with them. It's just a franchise that has a history of doing these things. So that's the first part of the story. Second thing is the official statement from the Sky after suspending Mrs. or Miss Reese. And that statement reads as follows. The Chicago Skies values the safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We are committed to the accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during the league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half on the game on September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally. We are moving forward as a team. And so there's that. And this got a lot of criticism from fans and things of that sort. And I wanted to point this out. Hold on. I'm going to pull up some of the fan stuff. But yeah. Hold on. Let me get to one. Here's one from Tulane Tiger. He said, since the Sky deleted my comment on Instagram, they're suspending a professional player for a half like this is high school. But that's on par on course because that's how this whole organization is run. Their GM is a trainer. The practice, quote unquote, facility is a YMCA. And the ownership group runs the team like a school district without money. That trade request is going to hit like crack in the 80s. I'm sorry. They turned off all the comments, apparently, then turned it back on because the comment magically showed back up. But my point still stands. And there it is. So that's one. And then somebody else said something else. Oh, so here it is. 2K. They said more cover athlete energy for 2K Day giveaway. Reply by the 2K Day giveaway for your chances to win an Angel Reese jersey. She said, happy 2K Day. I'm grateful and thankful to be on the cover of NBA 2K26. Literally a dream come true. With a prayer and crying. She said, I'm bigger than this franchise. It's hilarious. I'm bigger than this franchise. It's hilarious. But the thing I wanted to say was with hold on. Was with this because someone was asking me, you talking about it in a group chat earlier, and they were like, does this happen in the NBA? And I was like, it literally happened like 5 months ago, 8 months ago. Statement from Pat Riley. We usually don't comment on rumors, but all this speculation has become a distraction to the team and it is not fair to the players and coaches. Therefore, we will make it clear. We are not trading Jimmy Butler. And then they like traded him. But it was like another thing, right? Remember with who was it? But it was like a thing of like, this is not professional. We've let this out of our hands. We don't do this anymore. Remember with the James Harden, like he was like coming to practice out of shape. It's like James Harden's out of shape. This is unprofessional. We're sitting him down. He's suspended until we can work a deal out. The Hawks sent Clint Capella home and Bogey home. Like these are just things that they happen a lot in the NBA. And I think, in terms of like a public statement, I think the Miami Heat is like the one public statement that I do remember in the NBA that was recent too. So there is that, and things of that nature. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Can I find another one? Okay. All right. We're gonna go to the next thing, man. We're gonna go to the next thing. Keep it moving, because I might be doing 1 a.m. tonight. So there's the background on that. Okay. Hold on. Where we at? The next thing that I wanted to shout out real quick is something cool that I saw today. And that was, hold on, wait for it. That was, let me get it right here. Oh, this wrong one. That was, my name's Pink and I really like to meet you. I'm very fans and being about some people. Hey, ooh, is this illegal? Hey, ooh, it feels illegal. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm waiting in my bed. Heard a few things about you, holding living in my head. PinkPantheress, man, huh? She did her acapella debut, acoustic debut, no auto-tune debut on national live TV, whatever you want to call it, man. At the Tiny Desk, bro. And it seemed like she messed up the first time she like stopped in the middle of a lyric and laughed, but then later she did it and it seemed to be a part of her Tiny Desk. So I'm definitely going back and watching this. I thought it was really dope, because how do you turn something that's electric bedroom, completely computers type sound into live instrumentation and live vocals? How do you do that? And she figured out a way to do it. I thought it was dope. Thought her band is cool, that she's got like a mostly girl band, and then like a male DJ who's kind of like a hipster and different and everything like that. Oh no, hold on. Okay. Like on stream. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was really nice. I really love the set list. I didn't see the set list, but all the songs that she did were hits. And then she ended with The Boys a Liar. I thought it was really cool. So hold on. Let me go to the set list real quick. Shout out to my mom. That's who was just texting me. And let me see. Where we at? PinkPantheress. Pink Panther. My name is Pink and I really like to meet you. I'm resident and being about some people. The set list was, they don't have the set list in the description. Oh, there we go. Okay, the set list was Attracted to You, Pain. Hold on, let me switch it up so you can see. The set list was Attracted to You, Pain, Break It Off, Illegal, Girl Like Me, The Aisle. The Aisle, Passion, and Tonight. Oh, they don't have a boy. That Boy's a Liar, because she definitely did that song last. Went a trip to the so 20 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy that she did 20 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. Like it kind of surprised me that she did 20 minutes, because PinkPantheress don't be doing like 2-minute songs. So that threw me off. But hey, we eating. I felt like we were eating with the mic joint. We eating with this. It's just been a great summer. Like NPR and Tiny Desk, ever since the federal government defunded them completely, oh man, they haven't missed. But it's time to donate. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to donate to NPR, bro, to keep this series going, because it's some good stuff, bro. Drop off the change in the bucket, things of that sort. You know what I mean? So Shouts out to NPR for sure. Okay. Next thing, man. Tony Shhnow. Snowman. Huh? Yeah, Tony Shhnow dropping, man. Next week, next Friday. The Snowman coming. Meanwhile, I'm going to say while we're speaking about music in this music portion, the Earl really grew on me, dog. I'm not going to lie. The new Earl joint, the album, I remember when I said the first half I didn't really get. The second half was thumping. And I like the Torlamine. I really like that song. Bro, I'm listening to that album every day. And it's crazy because it's like I really like the music on Chance's album, but I haven't just revisited like every single day the way that I revisited Earl's. And I don't know if it's because it's like Earl's is shorter, it's a quicker listen. I feel like when I play it and I play Don't Tap the Glass, there's no commitment to sit in there for 50 minutes to an hour to listen to it. It's just like I know for a fact I could get ready 20 minutes. Need to wash dishes, need to do some a chore around the crib for 20, 30 minutes. I know for a fact I could do this in 30 minutes playing this album. You know what I mean? And so Earl's album is definitely grown on me, as I expected it to. So I will say that. And yeah. That's where I'm standing at it right now. So anyways, like I said, Tony Shhnow, next week, he's coming out with the new album, Self Portrait. And this caused a lot of conversation because he posted this and someone was like, is that AI? And that was the first thing, right? That's the first thing. Then it was reposted by one of those hip hop blog pages on Twitter. And then everybody in the comments was like, this is AI. And then someone was like, oh, he stole so-and-so's idea. And I was like, what? How he steal so-and-so's idea for the music thing? Because the for the thing, because that idea, like he used it with Reflections. Hold on, let me see. Here's Reflections by Tony Shhnow, and it was based off of old painting. Let me see. Yeah, here's Reflections right here. And so like when it was based off of old painting and things of that sort, I'm like, okay, he just doing that's the Tony Shhnow thing. Like just recreate an old painting and put his face on it. Like that's what I'm like, okay, that's what it is. And he's sparking it up right here. Same exact thing he's doing right here, bro. So I'm like, okay, that's just his thing. So when people was like, he's stealing from bro, I'm like, Tony been doing this, man. He said, I'm in the booth. He said, you better make it. Hey, we on that, Pat Ron, huh? Big snowman, huh? We ain't playing about no snowman in 2025. We stand on business all 2025, man. Shout out to Chris next door. He got that. She gonna make that dime with that tush push or that. She gonna make that shake. Bang. Shout out Marco Plus on the album. Lil Tyler, huh? But yeah, it was
Yeah, that shit look like Tony.
All my ladies holy. Friend of the channel, if you know, old school. Ladies on they Ronnie on they down to see no proof. You know I'm in the back. I gotta count the loot. I'm confused. Brothers pushing bullets like they Miss Hokamikaze. You were at like Tinashe. And then you got to go with another one, of course, with the I'm from the north side. 20 minutes in late not Atlanta. Shout out to Rob Olu, man. Okay, but he said stupid trying to compare the high museum to AI. Facts. He said Tony just be beefing with anybody. What'd he say?
I'm not beef. What? This ain't. Shut up. This ain't beef. This ain't beef.
Oh, he said this ain't beef. That's funny. Okay, he said initially in the original I was holding money and wearing green, but I had multiple artists paint the cover. The specific artist I decided it would be best for me to hold a blunt instead of a flute and wear red to draw more of a connection to the original, excuse me. He said, you didn't show us anything. What does this even mean? He said, so your artist is lying? Come on, dog. You a thief and a liar. You want the receipt? Listen, I just explained it and you're still trying to disrespect us. I showed you a different reference. Yeah, and then deleted it. Stand on it, dude. He said, photo. There you go, bro. He said, so your artist lied? What do you mean? What's going on? He said, you ain't even proving nothing. Oh, he said, oh yeah. So Buddy was like, but he said this is the most attention Buddy ever got in his career. That's what Tony, because he was just responding to him. And he said, I ain't never had to cloud chase a day in my life. And definitely it wouldn't be you. He said, my fans brought your copycat art to my attention. I didn't just put some random accusation out my behind for its and giggles, dog. He said, ain't nothing copycat about it. I can guarantee Pat Ron was not thought of in the creative direction of this process of the Project King. He said, dude literally got a vid from 2023 showing the exact reference. If anything came to your idea after this gang, that's funny. And he said, you told your followers to blow my comment section up, but you're not clout chasing. He said, what clout do you have for me to chase? What did I miss? Your stuff looks like mine, not the other way around. You spinning this narrative. He said, you're going to look dumb when I post this actual reference. He said, never heard someone say, put on some Pat Ron. Your stuff is too smooth for a Renaissance-inspired painting. The details give it away that it's AI. His Baroque inspired looks like someone actually took their time to draw it, and way too many, especially in the background. You still have the post up getting trying to get noticed by a streamer. Yikes. Oh, snap. I guess that's me, huh? I guess I gave him the attention he was looking for. Well, hey, we here. We standing up for Tony, man, all 2025. We not doing that. He said he deleting tweets now. Stand on that. And you wrong. You and apologize. Be a man. Yikes. And then he said, anyways, I'm back to the studio. He said, you better be making an apology song. We on that. He said the pun was AI on AI. And my point, he said, that's kind of clever, ultimately corny, plus you're wrong. You make artists that actually get their art stolen look bad. That's my comment. Yikes. Oh, yeah. When he said we talking about practice. Oh, yeah, this what happened. He said he took it from artist Pat Ron. Go hang it up, real art, not AI generated pics. He said, blind leader the blind. You're going to look real stupid when I actually post what I reference, and stop disrespecting my artist who hand painted my cover. So I said a long time ago, I was like, why would I use AI when I got homies that are doing graphic design? Like, shouts out to my dog, Jordan. You know, we working on some stuff right now, you know what I mean, to revamp the channel. If you ever wonder where this logo came from Jordan in like 2016, and I've been using it ever since. But you know, we're telling him to Jordan right now to whip up some new stuff, and we got that on the way. That's why you see even just the ticker and the background and stuff like that right now with the streams. It's just because we were kind of going around just seeing what you can even do in StreamYard, and I saw this in the meantime. I was like, okay, so this be a little kind of in the meantime holding place mainstay type deal. But yeah. Shouts out to Jamal Hicks as well. You know, a lot of my graphics friends and things of that sort, like that's their entire career and that's their passion and they're talented at it. Why would I not just pay them $100 or something like that, a couple hundred, whatever their price rate be, whatever their rates might be, as opposed to a $7 subscription to an AI service to pump out something like this, bro? You know what I mean? So why would I do that? So anyways, he said, for sure, tag the artist who hand painted it like he did, and I'll shut up. He said, it's so ironic because the last album that Buddy put out before this was literally an AI cover. Y'all fake outrage. He said the pun was AI on AI. And the point is, I feel like, that's funny. I felt like when dudes copy what I drop, let's stay on subject. Any comments on that? Sure, he ain't copied anything from you. Has ever looked at art for more than 2 seconds can see that. His cover art is clearly Renaissance leaning an art style like an older famous Catholic painting. Your cover is more modern and contemporary. The only similarities is both have a blunt. And if you honestly didn't steal it as a man, I could say being wrong. Two great minds can indeed think alike, but my fans think that he stole it. And personally, I feel like the whole theme of my stuff is being completely ripped off down to the blunt and the hand placement of the font and the color. Once again, Pat Ron, I don't know if you know who Tony Shhnow is. Pretty popular artist, especially in the underground. In this album, Reflections, he had the song called Don't Count Numbers, Don't Look at Numbers. And at the in the remix of the song, he had Brent Fayez. You ever heard of Brent Fayez? Yeah, Brent Fayez is actually on the remix of that song. Made it to the radio. It was a pretty popular song. And things of that nature. So to be like, I don't know, dude, he stole it from me. He's been doing this since before you ever did whatever you're doing with what you're doing, buddy. Yeah, blunts and hand placement, position similar. He said that's the only difference, the blunt and hand placement. This comment sounds stupid. It's like seeing two pictures of SpongeBob and saying, well, the one's on the left shoe untied and it's not the same. Boy, shut up. He said, I said, look, they look different, but if you get Patrick Stinky out your look at some art and read what you said. Shouts out to all the artists, man. Shouts out to Big Tony, man. We standing up for Tony, man. He said, I'm really petty. I could have let that alone, but it was eating me up that some of y'all would think so lowly of me. He said, that's not even what I said. Admitting that you would stream steam from any artist as an artist yourself. That's some corny stuff to say. You exposing yourself at this point. Now I know that you did it. He said, that's not even what I said. If you want Buddy to take you on a date or something, just say that. Yikes. And then Gio said this. It seems like a part 2 of reflection. Shout out to Gio's. We got to get you on the channel. And Tony just said, because it is. If anything, Buddy stole my swag and then tried to release it before I could. That's funny. It's the most attention he's ever had. And then someone was like, this concept's been done before with Lil B. And they said, way before you. And Tony Shhnow said, literally. Shout out to when I was arguing with Skilla Baby about Lil B, one of the people I called was Tony Shhnow. And he texted me about it, his arguments about Lil B and stuff like that after the fact. Now go ahead. I've been plotting on this since 2023. No disrespect to Buddy, but I don't know who he is. And yeah. So it was on, this is where it all started, was from this page. So anyways, the album coming out next week, fully produced by Mike and Keys. One of the single tracks on here, I think it's I Can't. That's the one that just came out with the music video. It's also co-produced by Manny Fresh. Shout out to Manny Fresh, 504 legend. Whoa, they, huh? And yeah, man. So there's that. New Tony coming out next week. Let's get the BS and the drama out the way right now. Don't try that. Bro's been doing this since about 2001, 2022. Reflections. Go listen to that. I hop and made the somersault. I made the hammer see that winter's motherfucker. I told her I don't trick, not even on Halloween. Quit that rat racing. Go get some money and chase your dreams. Bad ladies love me and I love them back. Jalen Carter took some accountability for getting ejected for spitting in Dak Prescott's face. And this is what he said.
Explain what happened from your vantage point.
You know, it was a mistake that happened on my side. And just won't happen again. So I feel bad for just my teammates and the fans out there. You know, I'm doing it for them. You know, I'm doing it for my family also. But the fans, you know, they show the most love. You heard them out there today. Just not being able to finish the start game, even finish the game, just fucked me up. I'll get better when it happens again.
Just give them a little bit of room.
There's some footage later that showed that Dak may have done something first. Do you feel like he precipitated a little bit of room?
No, I don't try to do nothing out of the ordinary. You know, anything that I feel like I have done something back is provoked. But you know, if there's something out there, y'all see it.
Go ahead, freedom.
Yo, that I just real like I was listening to it in the background. I'm like, oh man, I'm cooked. The whole live is cooked. 30 minutes in, we are cooked, chat. Because they got the mean green. But I think we heard enough. There's only 14 more seconds left. What he was saying was anything he does is not unprovoked. He does it with a meaning. So I guess that Prescott provoked him to spit on him. I still think spitting is kind of like the lowest thing that you could probably do to a human, like physically, when it's not like a punch or anything like that. And yeah. You said my first year being rich. This angle was worse. He got a chain in his hands the whole time. He must got a call from his agent. How about saying sorry to Dak? Say sorry for what? Way to take accountability. We all know that Dak started it. I can't stop looking at the microphone that says 69 on it. Makes you think, LOL. What would Jake and all right, bro. Why is bro's locker looking cleaned out, or am I tripping? They were on the they were in the road, right? They were on the road. Oh no, they weren't. The game was in Philly. I think the game was in Philly. Well, maybe because at the beginning of the season. I don't know. Good for him taking accountability. We stand with you, Jalen. He's just a dog, man. Good guys, but don't play that stuff. One of the funny shirts he could have possibly been wearing for this. All right. Okay, all right. I'm gonna move on to the next thing since I can't play the full thing and play it back and stuff because they're playing that for the love of money. They gotta be doing that. Money, 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 money. No, that ain't a money, money, money. That's a different song. But they gotta be playing that to be ironic. All right, next thing. How to turn your kids into millionaires.
Follow these 3 tips to build their credit and make them millionaires. No bullshit. Start this early and be consistent. Number 1, open a custodial Roth IRA for them ASAP. Then put
Bro, hey, if you gonna complain about me pausing it, bro, I'm literally pausing it to complain about these type of reactions, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. This is stealing. When people be like, reactions is stealing, no, reactions is an art. Reactions adds a whole nother layer to the internet, to the video, to the to the da-da-da-da. Like, I could watch reactions all day, bro. Like Dante, or even like clips of academics reacting to stuff, or someone else reacting and then commenting on it. Like, that's literally all media is. It's just you, like Breakfast Club, everybody. Like, you play something that everybody's talking about, and you want to hear this person's perspective on it, this person's perspective on it, et cetera, et cetera. That is reacting. There's an art in that. That is not stealing. Fair use, it should be under fair use, everything like that. I seen Kendra G put out a video and she said, it's not an art, it's stealing. And I was like, Kendra, no. You guys have to understand, like when DDG was like kind of all up in arms about people reacting to the Are You My Ball or My Ball, whatever the reality show was, right? I was like, dude, like people reacting to the stuff actually makes your stuff bigger. It gets more eyes on it. When you tell people you're going to take down everybody's channel who's reacting to it, people aren't even going to run and react to clips at that point. And now you're just running them off. And people not reacting to clips, people reacting to clips gets the internet's discussion about your thing all the way up. It gets the engagement up everywhere because everybody's talking about it. Everybody's reacting to it. Right now with Mafiathon 3, most streamers are like just reacting to Kai's Mafiathon 3. They're talking about it, they're going to it, and then they're doing their own streaming stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how you get people talking about your stuff, is letting people react to it on it. I feel like that's just what it is. But me, I guess as a reactor, that's how I feel. Something like this is the stealing that they're talking about. When people go up there and they find an interesting video on the internet, like them little cleaning things or like them cooking things, how you make something from, they throw a thing of bananas on the table on a cutting board, and you look like, what are they about to do? And you watch a whole 3-minute video and they make some BS or whatever, and then the person is like right beside the screen and they're like, and they don't pause it and stuff like that. It's because of people in the comments that be like, stop pausing, stop, da, 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 da. You have to pause to make a case for it to be a reaction video. I know none of y'all don't know the business and anything like that. I get it. But geez Louise, bro. There's a reason for everything. It's literally a reason why I do everything on the channel. And you might not get it and you might never get it because it's not what you do. But it's a reason for everything. It's a reason behind all the madness. That's my rant for today. With that being said, let's go back to this video. How to turn your kids into millionaires.
$100 per month into the account for 18 years and let compounding do the trick. And with an average return of 8% at 55 years old, they will have roughly $1.3 million. Number 2, put them on payroll. That's right. If you own a small business, you can pay them up to $12,500 a year per child, and it's tax-free. And for work, it can be as simple as having them sweep or be in pictures for your marketing. And this earned income can be invested in the Roth and maxed out yearly. Pro tip, this can be a direct write-off against your company profits, and you don't even have to add them to the payroll. Just please confirm what your state laws are with your accountant or lawyer. Number 3, make your kids authorized users on one or more of your credit cards. This is an easy strategy to build their credit as minors. You will thank me when they turn 18 and have an 800 credit score and don't need you to co-sign.
Salute, man. Hey, shout out to these tips for sure. And it's something that we could use right now as adults and young adults and everybody like that watching. I definitely need to put myself in a Roth IRA. I remember I was talking to my dad about it a couple of years ago. He's like, nah, like hold off. I think you can put your money into this instead. And it just never happened. I never got to it. So I need to throw my money into something because I'm just getting older. Time is going by. And I just need, you know what I'm saying? I just need some more active investments. I have some investments and things like that. I have streams of income where I'm making money in my sleep. But, you know, always good to diversify the portfolio and things of that sort. Because the goal is to not be old and like, you know, wanting, needing. You know what I mean? I like this. It was like just letting babies figure it out. I'll mute it because of music. But the baby's just, you know, as you guys see, figuring it out right here. Looking okay. Shout out to Sprouts, staying Sprouts with it. Let me see if I put it right here. I'll pick up this side. Okay. I think I get it. Or if I get in the middle. Okay. All right, scoop. There it is. Boom, boom. Oh, let me put this down real quick and get some chip. But there you have it. And I think this is a good life lesson for life, or a good lesson for life. Letting because even though like it seems silly or whatever, like they said, you have to let little children struggle with tasks because it builds brains and confidence. You have to get this out the way. You have to get this stage out the way in life, right? So tonight I just uploaded the old story time where I was talking about when I was a Stanford Zendaya accidentally, and looking back at all of those like messages and kind of jokes that I was running with that I thought were like really funny at the time, and how I saw like just how cringe it was and how cringe kind of everybody was around me and stuff at that age and at that period of my life. It was literally like those were some of my first few years flying, you know, by myself dolo socially. Like I think first time I was really outside, you know what I mean, was my junior year of high school. I'm 16 at that point. You know what I mean? So at that time I was 17, 18, and like 19 when it ended, years old. So I'm like 1 year out of going outside by myself without like a parent or a family member or something like that, going to an event, going to the basketball game, going to this event, going to the hang out with my friends, everything like that. You have to go through awkward phases of figuring it out to get to the point where you need to get to in life. That's why I feel like a lot of child stars and a lot of athletes can come across as corny because they never had to learn how to become cool. It's like when you're a child star, everybody places you on this pedestal as a kid. So when you grow up and go through, it's like everybody's like, oh, you're so wonderful, you're so wonderful, you're so wonderful. You don't know how to even be cool when you become an adult. Like, so when people be like, Bow Wow's corny, I'm like, he's been famous since he was like 11, 10. How old was Bow Wow? 7, 6? You know what I mean? So it's like, you might think that, but Bow Wow has never had to learn how to be cool. Like, he's just been Bow Wow his entire life. And so that's the thing, man. You have to get out the awkward wrinkles. You have to acknowledge it, go through that stage, and just, you know what I'm saying, experience it, bro. That's all it is. I didn't even have my mic on, bro. L's. I was on the laptop audio the whole time. But yeah. That's what I say with this, man. I feel like that's the life lesson here. It's like we all have to go through this weird thing, right? Because sooner or later you're gonna have to go through it. That's why it's like a lot of college freshmen that don't know how to do anything, like basic domestic tasks of like how to do laundry, how to fold laundry, how to put away stuff, how to make up your bed, how to just tasks like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids don't know how to do as freshmen because they never had to do it before. And so while other kids are looking at them like, what? Like, what's wrong with you? Those kids might have been doing it since, their parents handed them the keys in elementary school. In elementary school, they were being awkward with trying to iron their own clothes. And it was awkward trying to do this and do that. But like by the time they got to high school, it became second nature. And then they get to college, they don't even think about it twice. It's just part of their routine. Whereas someone else, where their parents did everything for them through high school, they get to college, they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to how do I put together out, just basic stuff that you would think are basic day-to-day tasks. This is so important. And I really appreciate this clip. Shout out to the female quoting it for posting it, and shout out to the wholesome side of X as well for posting it. All right, next, man. Shout out to my guy Phil Lewis, huh? Brian Hopper Sr. is free after spending 27 years behind bars for unaliving that he did not commit. A witness whose testimony helped put him there confessed to the crime, stating that she wanted to, quote unquote, take responsibility for 2 innocent lives that have been destroyed. And here we go with the statement. This is from the Daily Beast. Innocent man free after star witness admits that she committed the guilty conscience. So after 27 years, dang. Brian Hopper Sr. spent nearly 3 decades behind bars for unaliving that he did not commit. This is from Tom Sanders. Jeez Louise. A man wrongfully convicted of unaliving has walked free after a star witness whose testimony helped put him behind bars dramatically confessed to a crime after becoming overwhelmed with guilt. Brian Hopper Sr. from Minnesota spent 27 years behind bars after he was falsely accused of unaliving Ann Prasniak, 77, in 1998. What they say? The best things in life are free. Register again now. I guess I'll have to register. Hold on now. Or we'll send a one-time code to your inbox or continue with Google. I'll continue with Google. Let me see if I can do this. Didn't get a code. What's the code? What is the code? All right, I got the code. We about to pull it up, y'all. A code has been reached. Oh, there it is. That's it. All right, I guess we got the full story, y'all. Yay. Shout out to the Daily Beast. 27 years of missed birthdays, missed milestones, holidays. 27 years of lost opportunity and time that we can't get back. But today we don't have to lose. We don't. His daughter, Brianna Hopper, said in the press conference and hugged him. Oh, that's beautiful, man. His conviction was primarily based on the testimony from a woman, Shalaka. Is that her name? Her name, Shalaka Young, who later admitted to committing the crime. After the confession, Hopper Sr.'s unaliving conviction was overturned, and the wrongly imprisoned father finally walked free from Stillwater Correctional Facility on Thursday, where his children greeted him. He said that he planned to enjoy a meal with them that evening and would make a home for himself in the Twin Cities area where his family lives. Prasniak's body was found unalive inside a cardboard box wrapped with Christmas lights at her Minneapolis apartment in 1998. The cause was asperization. Asperization. Oh, hold on. Sorry. That's ridiculous, y'all. I know y'all gonna get on me, bro. Here we go.
Asphyxiation.
There we go. The cause of the passing was asphyxiation, and her body lay dormant for more than 2 weeks before the police discovered it. Both Young and Hopper Sr.'s fingerprints were found at the apartment, which were said to have been a haven, quote unquote, haven for drug use, and that were execution. When questioned about the unaliving, Young claimed that Hopper Sr. forced her to act as a lookout while he unalived the woman and ordered her to hide the body. 4 other witnesses corroborated Young's false testimony at the time. but were later found to be incentivized to do so, and all retracted their testimony over the years. Dang, that's crazy. Who's this? His mom and some. The truth finally came to light in July. I know that's his daughter. In July, when Young confessed that it was time to, quote unquote, take responsibility for 2 innocent lives that I've destroyed while serving an 8-year sentence for unrelated charges. Oh, so she was already behind bars, and that's why she told. I am not okay any longer with an innocent man sitting in prison for a crime he didn't commit. I don't think she ever would have did that if she wasn't sitting back there. She wrote in the letter to the prosecutors, "So sick purpose here is not to make any excuse, but to take responsibility for 2 innocent lives that I've destroyed and to make true amends for once in my life." Youngs later repeated the admission to investigators and even to family members on the recorded prison phone line. He said, I think Buddy did. Today, the courts have affirmed with Brian Hopper, his family, his loved ones, and his advocates have always known. Mr. Hopper is an innocent man, County Attorney Mark Moriarty said in a statement. Quote unquote, it is our duty as prosecutors to hold the corrected individuals responsible for their actions. And that duty demands that we acknowledge our mistakes and make things right as quickly as we can. The judge wrote, the court finds Mr. Hopper's conviction was tainted by false evidence and that without this false testimony, the jury might have reached a different conclusion. Prasniak's unaliving case will now be returned to the Minneapolis Police Department for further investigation. Tom Sanders. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. Imagine 27 years, dude. Bro, I'd be pissed, bro. Something I didn't do. That's all that man will ever see for that plain sick place. In Minnesota, wrongfully convicted individuals are eligible for compensation through the Prison and Exoneration Remedies Act, which provides at least $50,000 a year of wrongful incarceration with additional amounts of time on parole, probation, or SO registries. The act also covers attorney fees and other costs. Individuals can pursue additional damages through civil lawsuit for wrongful conviction, seeking compensation for violations of their constitutional rights. $50,000 for 27 years is $1.35 million. That's all the man will ever see for all that pain. Multiply that by 27. Would y'all take 1.3 mil? I mean, I'm not doing no 27 years behind bars, you know what I mean? But like 1.3 mil though, like I don't know if I'll be like, that's it. So many, amen. Brian Hopper Sr. is finally free. Shalaka Shea Young, the star witness committed the unaliving. That's actually crazy facts. Now let's have a retribution trial for the witness. I need consequence for people who perjure and admit the eons later on in guilt. Cool, you told the truth, but it's telling the truth basic standard you chose to fail to meet. See, that's the distraction. Here's an article without the paywall. There was no paywall. It was free. It was a free article. Couldn't read the free article because of paywall. It's not a paywall. It just said create an account. That's literally all it said. Create an account. Dang, that's crazy though. Remember this when they scream 1350? Huh? Oh, is anybody? Okay. 7 times Black Americans are 7 times more likely than white Americans to be falsely convicted of serious crimes. 7.5 times Black Americans are 7.5 times more likely than white Americans to be falsely convicted of an unaliving. 19 times Black Americans are 19 times more likely than white Americans to be wrongfully convicted of a drug crime. This is based on a database which currently documents more than 3,600 exonerations. Since 1989, the National Registry of Exonerations found. And let me go there. Let me see. For ourselves. EG.org news Black Americans nearly 8 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of unalivings. Wrongful conviction and imprisonment is a serious public health issue, according to a news report from the Center for Health Journalism at USC. especially for innocent Black Americans who are about 7.5 times more likely to be convicted of unaliving than innocent white people. Based on a database which currently documents more than 3,600 exonerations since 1989, National Registry of Exonerations found, and then the numbers that we just said. Who is this written by? And then have a byline. Who is this? Glenn Ford. He passed away of lung cancer the year after his exoneration and release. That's sad. That's sad, man. Inadequate nutrition. People who enter prison with mental health issues are also denied adequate health care, he wrote, and many are subjected to solitary confinement, poor living conditions, and neglect that can worsen mental health. Inadequate nutrition, lack of medical care, and infectious diseases like tuberculosis, hepatitis C, and HIV also create serious health issues for people in prison. The constant threat of violence is a significant aspect of how prisons jeopardize public health. Mr. Kazi observes people in prison risk physical harm from being beaten, stabbed, or unalived by other incarcerated people as well as prison guards. In a new statement, in a new study, EGI researchers found that people in Alabama's prisons unalived by online or online at a much higher rates than Alabama residents who are not incarcerated. Dang. Mental and physical health conditions caused by the exacerbated by years or decades wrongfully incarcerated people continue to imperil exonerees even after they are released. In 2023, Glenn Simmons was released from prison at the age of 70 after nearly 50 years wrongfully in prison. Jeez Louise, in Oklahoma. He was battling stage 4 liver. Man, Mr. Kazi reports Glenn Ford spent 30 years on Louisiana's roll after being wrongfully convicted by an all-white jury. He was exonerated and released in 2014 when evidence emerged that another man had confessed to the crime. Sadly, Mr. Ford passed away due to complications of lung in 2015. He was 65 years old. Richard Phillips struggled with financial difficulties when he was exonerated and released from prison in 2018 at age 79, F71. When he was exonerated, when he was incarcerated in 1972, Mr. Kazi explains, a new Ford car cost $4,000 and a can of soda was 10 cents, and the average cost of public college was $500 annually. Dang. While Mr. Phillips eventually received some compensation from the state, many exonerees received nothing, no financial assistance, no health care, no support to help them as they grapple with the tremendous strain of reentering society after years wrongfully in prison. Anthony Ray Hinton was wrongfully convicted and sentenced to unaliving in Alabama. When he was exonerated and released after 3 decades on row, wow, the state of Alabama offered no apology or support. Bro, I would have gone crazy, dude. You telling me I was on roll? Like, I had to think about, man, it's over and I didn't even do nothing wrong for 30 decades, 30 years. In a 2015 interview with BBC Radio, he called out the role of racial bias and wrongful convictions. Whether you're poor or Black in America, he said, you stand a greater chance of going to prison for something that you didn't do. That is just sad, bro. That's just, like I say, man. And I'm gonna always say this, bro. Rest in peace to this father, to this brother right here, man, Glenn Ford. I'm gonna always say this. I believe in Black liberation. I don't believe in no selective Black liberation. I don't believe in Black liberation for middle class people, people who went to college, people who speak like this, people who dress like this, people who wear sweaters and go to church. I do it for all Black people because an injustice somewhere is injustice everywhere. I hate to get cliche, but that just is what it is. W. Lil Terrio, man. You guys have definitely, I've seen this myself like a bunch of times, but someone else posted it again today, and I just had to say it. They said I would be unalive from obesity, but I chose to fight for my life instead. It wasn't easy, and the journey tested me every single day. Progress doesn't come from wishing. It comes from showing up, pushing through, and refusing to give up. If you're struggling, remember, your transformation is waiting on the other side of your discipline. Ooh, Terrio. Ooh, kill him. Shout out Lil Terrio, man, for sure. Lil Terrio, like, ooh, kill him. I felt like Childish Gambino had a line about that. Shouts out to Terrio, though. I want to interview Lil Terrio, bro. I want to bring him on stream, dude. I want to bring him on stream. Does he have a email like to reach out to him or something like that? Because I think he like took a step back for real from social media. Here he is right here, bro. Shouts out to Lil Terrier, bro. W Terrier, dog. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Lil Terrier, he really him, bro. Nah. I gotta get bro email something. Cause he from Atlanta, so I know we got mutual friends. I know that's somebody's little little cousin or something. Yeah, I gotta get I'ma reach out. Today I did reach out to some more folks and their teams and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm aiming high, man. I only aim high. I'm not gonna lie to you. My boyfriend is okay. I want to say this. If anybody is on, I ain't even gonna say that. All right. My boyfriend is a tennis star. And being the only black woman in the stands bothered me. Shout out to the Jonas Brothers. We were just watching them on Kai Cenat stream. What they doing right now? Oh, it look like Jonas Brothers gone. They got some like nurses in there or something like that. Them folks is gone. W Jonas Brothers. Anyways, all right. Who put? I'm sorry for the us. Greg Lee posted this, and so I wanted to see it for myself. I thought it was interesting. There's a huge discrepancy between the woman of color on the court and the woman of color off the court. Carrie Justice and Aeon Brumfields wrote this for Yahoo Sports. Where is this originally appeared? Yahoo? I guess it's Yahoo. Ian Brumfield is more than a wag, a wife or girlfriend of an athlete. Yes, she's a longtime girlfriend of American tennis star Frances Tiafoe, Big Foe, who she first started dating in 2015. But she's also a former NCAA tennis player in her own right and someone who has taken her transition to the stand seriously. Traveling to Tiafoe's tournaments across the globe opened Brumfield's eyes to the lack of diversity in the tennis community. At the 2025 Australian Open, she noticed that it was difficult to find other women of color in the crowd. She made a TikTok pointing out the issue and then decided to do something about it. Let me see. Oh, no. That music. No. You go to the Australian Open and you don't see any black girls. Dang, bro. Dang, you the best, bro. Okay, Big Four. I see you, nephew. All right, anyways, let me get to it. That's something is Ion's Aces Brumfield's initiative focused on bringing diversity to tennis. In March, she hosted a suite. Shouts out to dang, hold on. I'm gonna look up her name right now. But definitely shout out to her. What they're doing is swimming. I need to bring her on channel, bro. I need to bring her on the channel. What's her name, bro? It's like Mar swimming. Let me look up swimming. Dang, who am I following? It talks about swimming. Let me see. Black swimming. Give me a second here. I'm gonna go to people I follow. Because I want to bring her on stream and talk to her. We did an interview like 10 years ago. And I met her a couple years after that in person. And I was like, yo, I did that thing on you. And she's like, oh yeah, appreciate that jump for real. And I was doing like a lot of stuff on swimming at the time, especially like, so around the time Simone went Manuel's first joint. Dang, what the heck? I'm trying to find this. How you do this? People you follow from these accounts. How do you say just people you follow? Dang, I forgot her name. Let me look. Black Swimming Program, Atlanta. What is her name, bro? Because it was Bro, she's good people, bro. I just forgot her name. Oh, they got a whole new one now. It's called Swim Kids. Shout out to Swim Kids. Shout out to Swim Kids. Atlanta Voice just did a thing on them like a month ago or something. Shout out to the Atlanta Voice. Isaiah Singleton wrote this. Shout out to Isaiah Singleton. Dang, man. Swim school. Yeah, it's just more now. But they used to just be a couple. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. This is important for me to find because I have to find this. Because I want to give her credit. Let's see. Maritza. There's her name. This is the story I wrote in 2017. Maritza McClendon and sorority become first black sponsorships at swim championships. Maritza, she cool people for sure. Maritza, she kind of like set up the lob for Simone Manuel to do what Simone Manuel does and things of that sort. Hold on, let me. Where Maritza at? She's not even popping up. There we go. I found her. Here's Maritza. Maritza right here. 2004 Olympic silver gold medalist or Olympic medalist. Dang, she ain't posted in 2 years. Maritza, you good? But yeah, Maritza for sure. Shouts out to her for what she's doing with this stuff, man. Hold on, I'm about to. All right, there we go. Got to get back to it. Okay. So this is something that she's doing as well. Miss Brumfield is doing right now with Ions Aces. With Brumfield's initiative focused on bringing diversity to tennis. In March, she hosted a suite at the Miami Open for a group of Black female content creators. At this year's U.S. Open, she hosted 2 more, doing her part to make the stands feel a bit more inclusive. Speaking with Yahoo's Carrie Justich, Brumfield shares in her words why representation on and off the tennis court matters. Did Naomi lose? Did Naomi lose today? I saw people saying she was about to lose. Did she lose today? Yes, she lost. She lost yesterday. Dang, in the semifinal. Dang, Naomi. Dang, twin. Well, shoot. I guess I post up that Coco golf thing. But anyway, yeah. I played junior tennis in Canada. So I did the whole junior Canadian tennis tour, and I never really saw a lack of diversity as an apparent issue. It was really when I started traveling with Francis a lot more. There's a huge discrepancy between the woman in color on the court and a woman of color off the court in the stands. Earlier this year at the Australian Open was when I really, really felt like it was an issue. I went on social and I made a little TikTok about it. I wasn't expecting anything from it, but it actually created such an amazing community that had such an amazing feedback with so many women who were interested in it. I realized that there was a hole that needed to be filled and that I have the ability to fix it and try my best to put more women of color into the seats of tennis tournaments. It's an incredible sport and everybody should have the ability to access it. It's fire. I ain't gonna lie, man. Cause you could tell they all the bougie black girls, you know what I mean? Like, why not the bougie black girls with the high class, the Jack and Jill kids? Why can't the Jack and Jill girls get in the tennis stands too? Huh? Man, I'm all for black people just being bougie socialites. Just be a bougie socialite with your high class, everything like that. You know what I mean? Ooh, I don't touch germs without gloves on, man. I love to see it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Representation off the court. Representation matters on both ends. For the fans and the people coming to the tournament, being able to walk into the stadium and see people who look like you makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel like you belong and that you're seen 100%. There are also plenty of women of color competing at the highest level on the court. You see Naomi, you see Coco Gauff. And I'm sure for them as well, being able to look up into the stands and see other women of color cheering them for them from a support system for them is probably incredible. Players have to deal with so many stresses on the court. So having that community of women to look up to in the stands or just to look around the site or the stadium is probably an incredible feeling. We're building a really, really amazing community of women. Hearing everyone's stories about how they got into tennis and why they wanted to come to a tennis tournament is really heartwarming. It's something that I'm really proud of. And I just hope that we can continue to work with these tournaments and with these brands. W's. Shout out to Big Foe too, man. Francis Tyfo. Is he still in it? I hope he ain't lose. He done lost Naomi. Coco done knocked out Naomi, man. Salone Stevens doing the dang commentary. So she guess technically retired. Tyfo done lost. Goshly, he lost last Friday. Big Foe lost. Did Ben lose? Did Ben lose? Let me see if Ben lost. Let me see. Yep, Ben done lost too. Goodness gracious. And then I know Taylor Townsend, she lost the singles, but has she lost in doubles yet? Taylor Townsend. Let me see. Doubles. Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hockey, keep it on him. Nakarasi. They won. They won Wednesday. So when's their next match? Oh, they lost? Dang, they lost today. Dang, everybody lost. But anyways, what did he say? Let me see what they said. Nah, because I have LSU all day tomorrow. Sunday. All right. Let me see. When I think of the term wag, it comes with the word of support. For example, what Francis is doing is actually incredible, and it's quote unquote wag. I do my best to support him and his goals and whatever he needs to be successful and happy. I think that a lot of significant others, that's their main goal. As a former player, you're not really enjoying watching. You're breaking down the game and you're seeing the tactic is working. Their body language is showing this and that. Wifey, man. What is we talking about, bro? I rock with her, dude. It's fun being able to explain it to some of the girls who may not be as aware of what's going on and just share my knowledge. Francis, you got one. Big Foe, you got one. Hold on to it. The WAG title is fun, little thing for social media, but all in all, I think it's being able to support your significant other's dreams and goals, and being by his side is probably one of the best feelings that you can have. I'm just happy to be there for him. Francis is amazing. He has a Francis Tyfo Fund that focuses on giving scholarships to players that need it for school or training. He's done an incredible job giving back to his community. I definitely took inspiration from that, and him from just being an incredible human being. We're both just trying to leave the sport better than the way we found it, and I think that we're both doing a pretty good job at that. Stepping up her style and social media as a WAG. There's been a culture shift in the past 5 to 10 years with tennis. You have a lot of big tennis stars retiring, Serena, Nadal, Federer, and people were concerned about where the game was going or where the new fans were going to be. The focus on fashion and social media has created a new demographic, because if you look at the numbers of the U.S. Open, they're out of this world. And it's a younger age group coming in. This greater, younger demographic to get into the sport, to become a fan of the sport, play the sport themselves. It's really positive for the sport, and we could be showcasing it in that way that we can, whether it's playing on the court or posting our outfits off the court. I think any way to help the sport grow is a positive. Early on, when I was traveling with Francis, the focus was a little bit less on those type of things, because while I was at school at UCLA, and I was playing tennis as well. So I was really always in athleisure, always running from a class or from a match that I was playing. I've really started to become comfortable with my fashion choices. And I think that especially at Grand Slams, there was a huge platform and people were really interested in what people were wearing. If you have the ability to showcase or promote, in my case, Black-owned designers or brands at the Open, it's a great opportunity to do so. I rock with her, bro. Big Foe. Ion. Wait, hold on. Let me get the pronunciation of her name right, because I don't want to just keep saying Ion, and then she say it like Aeon or something, like, you know what I mean? Aeon Brumfield. She has a interview up here or something. Let me see. Interview. Oh, let me see. What does it say? Ian. It's Ian. Ian. I rock with you, twin. You good people in my book. I ain't gonna lie to you. You real solid. It's crazy to be sold on someone's character from one written story, bro. Like, but you real solid. I rock with you. Every slam has its own unique style and vibe. So what I wear depends on the tournament. You're either going to dress a little bit differently for Wimbledon than you would dress for the U.S. Open. So it's about keeping that in mind and working with brands that emulate your energy of the actual event. This year at the Open, I definitely wanted to go a bit more streetwear. Working with Black-owned designers was incredible. I've looked up to a bunch of them, like Laquan Smith or Ibe Kamara, the designer of Off-White, both of which I've worn this week. Come on now. Huh? I'm back outside. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. That's fire. Again, there's so much cultural movement going on right now in tennis. And I love when players and their teams think of different fun ways to incorporate new social media trends or cultural trends into their playing style, their own court fashion, or as Naomi did in her Labubus. So I think it's great. It definitely brings a new and fun energy to the sport. Taking time off. Tennis is one of those funny sports where there really isn't an off season. I mean, the season starts maybe a week before January, right after Christmas, and it ends in late November. So you really have like a week or two off of that time. And it's really just about figuring out things during the year, whether it's a 48-hour period or a 72-hour period, where you kind of just disassociate a little bit, disconnect from the game and from the sport, and you really can just enjoy each other's time with friends and family. It's not necessarily about this type of sport that's just consistently week in and week out. Shouts out, bro. Ayan. I'm a fan, Ayan. 4 comments. Let me see what they say. And they blacked out the comments. Oh, here it is. There's just no end to the complaining. She just travels the world watching her boyfriend play a sport. Be thankful and appreciative. Why are we even writing about this? It's a white sport. All right. So they're all haters. I liked it. I rock with it, bro. Black people deserve the chance and the opportunity to be bourgeoisie as well, man. Shouts out to AN. Keep doing your thing. We rooting for you, my sister. Keep going, Big Foe. We rooting for you as well. What happened to the dang? Oh, I must have skipped it. Okay. Let me get to it right now then. I'll end it with this. RFK Jr., his nephew, he spoke out against his uncle, man. He said, Robert Kennedy Jr. is a threat to the health and the well-being of every American. The United States Secretary of Health and Human Services is tasked with protecting the public health of our country and its people. In yesterday's hearing, he chose to do the opposite, to dismiss science, mislead the public, sideline experts, and sow confusion. Hold on. Is it? Okay. Camera froze up. Let me switch. There we go. Sow confusion. None of this will be spared the pain he's inflicting. It doesn't matter how rich or how powerful you are, what state you live in, and a heartbreak of watching a loved one fall ill knows no borders. The challenges before us, from disease outbreaks to mental health crises, demand moral clarity, scientific expertise, and the leadership rooted in fact. Those values are not present in the secretary's office. He must resign. Yikes. Here's the thing. The internet has just gassed up so many dang conspiracies, dude, that when the jab came out, no one trusted it. And still, people still talking down on it. Like, people like, I ain't trusting it. It's like, what's the research you did? I did my research. You ain't do no dang research. TikTok videos not doing no research, bro. So that stuff, all the conspiracies, bro. I'm not buying into it, dude. Not buying into it at all. And I feel like some conspiracies are like fun to think of and fun to talk about, fun to discuss. Other conspiracies are really just like damaging, you know what I'm saying, to the people and the public health. And this is definitely one of those. That's all I wanted to say, man, for today. Shouts out to John Kennedy III for having the balls to say this about his uncle publicly and call for his uncle to step down and resign. That's huge of him to do that on such a public platform and everything like that. And yeah. Oh, they're like, oh, he laughing because you got pharmaceutical thing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You use Groat. You used up Groat, man. Pfizer, message paid for by Pfizer. All right. Just a bunch of conspiracy theories. But yeah, man. The pandemic happened, right? And then the numbers went down eventually. Why did the numbers go down? Well, one thing changed. Something was introduced to the public that a lot of people had to take. A lot of people had to take to return to school. A lot of people had to take to return to work. They took it. The numbers went down. That's all I'm saying. So a lot of people said, I never took it. I never had to take it, and I ended up just fine. Well, did you think that maybe the numbers were down? And first of all, the disease was like sometimes non-symptoms. So non-symptomatic, unsymptomatic, whatever it was, right? So you just don't know, bro. You just didn't know if you had it or not. And then on top of it, the reason why the overall numbers went down is because one thing changed, and a jab was introduced to the public, and the masses took the jab. This is what it is. So say what you want about your conspiracy theories. That's what happened, and that's what it is, bro. All right, man. I'm going to get out of here. That's it. I have to do 1 a.m. now. So I'm about to do the 1 a.m. pod. Shouts out to my brothers, Mo Knowles and Jelani as well. I'll see y'all. If y'all going to go on the 1 a.m. Channel or whatever, check it out. Check that out. 1 a.m. pod. Yeah. All right, I'm out. Y'all have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Have a good day. Nobody else told you today. I care for you. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is the road to 10K subs. Please subscribe and follow along to the channel because I'm live on this channel each and every single day. Until next time, please take care of your.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.